What's shaking, YouTubeites? Welcome into the Shakers of the Week. Yeah, I gotta do the intro real quick. Actually, let's just do music this time around, right? It's Thursday. It's appropriate for this. Let's see.
That
Shaker,
one.
shaker, shakers. This one?
That one.
Oh, wait, this one?
That one.
This one.
1, 2, ready.
All right, perfect. Guys, welcome in. It is Thursday, is the Shakers. As you can see, we are missing Marty, our one-man party. He is not feeling well, so sending healing vibes his way. Let's do a quick roundtable with the guys I do got. Chris, say what's up.
First, in the honor of Marty, greetings and salutations, YouTubeites.
Yes.
Laura, I love that opening music. I mean, I'm like, you saw me backstreet, just singing my heart out.
That was one of TiVo's favorites. That was one of his favorites.
Yeah, I'm just jamming. I'm doing the white boy dance where my legs don't move, my feet are planted, but I got the rocking going, right? Yeah, it's been a long week, and you know what, we weren't on last week because of Thanksgiving, and I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back. This show is such an oasis for my extremely serious job. So happy.
I think a lot of people feel that way. We come here just to kind of chill, right? Go back to Tom. Lando, say what's up.
Guys, not 1, 2 weeks away from you. I can't do that. Don't do that to me ever again, okay, with your Thanksgiving. But yes, we're back to talk comics, hang out. I get to hang with Laura. I get to hang with Chris. Unfortunately, not Marty. But most importantly, the chat, the live chat. So, chat, I see you. Throw up number ones because you're the real ones that we look forward to every week seeing here. If you're catching the replay, definitely comment down below. But it's time we talk comics, so crack open a cold one and let's go.
Is that a shaker drink that you're drinking there, Lando?
Oh, that's perfect.
How appropriate.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should hit them up for a sponsorship.
Yeah, look at that. I'm the boring one here. I got the seltzer water.
I have seltzer too, but just a little vodka in mine. All right. What? Oh. Let's dive right in. Guys, if you're just hopping in, this list comes from our friends over at Cover Price, focusing on the new high sales or the most interesting sales found on their exclusive daily shaker list. Keep in mind the list changes several times every day, so make sure to check it out to review some of the hottest trending books in the market. What do we have for shaker number 1?
Mark friggin' Spears. All right, man. If you guys caught the Tuesday show, you were inundated by all the awesome and beautiful covers that Mark Spears has for his Monsters books. And on the Shakers list today, number 1, we got Mark Spears' variant cover for Action Comics number 1066. It was a 1 in 25 ratio from DC this year. Mark Spears' Monsters has taken over the top 10 with his Bridezilla variant becoming an instant classic, selling for over $400 in the CGC 9.8. His Kickstarter for the prequel, The Monster and the Wolf, has attracted nearly 400 backers who have pledged $160,000 with 20 days to go. You can still get into that Kickstarter and get your you can confirm your purchases for Monster and the Wolf variants. You can still do that to this day. And if you go to the Shakers article on Cover Price, there's a link in this read that'll go straight to that Kickstarter. Spears was an aspiring artist who couldn't catch a break in the comic book industry, so he created the Monsters trading card line in 2021. This opened up the door to his first big break, where he drew covers for Todd McFarlane's Spawn during an artist spotlight. But before he hit big with the Monsters comic, he did this incredible cover for Action Comics depicting Lobo eating an eclectic meal. This book was a slow burn, as it sold for $20 to $50 for a few months until copies dried up. But a raw copy recently sold for $100 last month, and then an all-time high of $150 for a graded 9.8 this week. Spears has done many covers for Marvel, DC, and Image, so it'd be interesting to see what his non-monster covers attract from the market. Now, I will say that Mark Spears' first cover was Vampirella Mind Warp #2 in 2022 from Dynamite, and that is still a very affordable $20 to $25. And then his second print was a Red Sonja, I think Red Sonja Impossible #7, and also a very cool cover. It came a week after the Vampirella Mind Warp. Both of those are retailer exclusives. So if you are noticing the trend and you're seeing all of these Mark Spears books shoot up in value and dry up on the aftermarket, you need to go back and look at his first comic works, Vampirella and Red Sonja. It's the 616 retail exclusive, and grab those while you can.
Or Unknown. I think Unknown was the one that I saw that had them. Unknown Comics.
Well, they always partner up on comics.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Unknown. I would definitely do that one.
Yeah.
Guys, those two books are very hard. They're going to dry up. They're going to be ghosts.
Absolutely. Guys, it's safe to say it's a monstrous week because everything Mark Spears is catching fire. Monster, we saw just on the top 10. Laura, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
But Mark Spears, yes, Chris, you bring up great points, guys. We see the trend. We see how Monsters has taken off. Mark Spears' art taking off. You might want to look at these covers from days past. Now, there's many of them. Like you said, very affordable. Even Power Rangers was done. I don't know if you guys remember, there was the Darkest Hour stuff happening at Power Rangers. Mark Spears did some wicked covers, very zombified. I know Chris won't like that.
Actually, I love zombie covers. I just don't like zombies.
Yeah. But yeah,
They won't
man,
attack.
guys, really keep an eye out, man, because you see the trend. Now, this one, CGC 9.8, going for $150. Yikes.
Do you remember when this came out? This was on the list before. Like, I remember when this first popped up on the list and everybody was going nuts over it because it's so fun. There's so much going on here. So much to look at. It's very stimulating.
So I'm not sure what his first work was. I wasn't able to uncover that. I think it was like a New York Psycho book or something like that. But his first cover, the key on cover for Ultraman. Yeah, but his first cover was the Vampirella Mind Warp. So if you're looking for his first cover, then that Vampire Mind Warp is the one you want to get. And you can hear my dog going out. So
I know. Yeah, check out Unknown Comics. They had them the last time I checked. So you can show them some love if you're interested in getting that. All right, so our first shaker of the night, guys, we have Action Comics 1066, the Mark Spears variant, 1 in 25 from 2024 with a 9.8 CGC coming in at $150. What do we have for shaker number 2?
At numero dos, we have
There's my girl. It's been a while.
Billet. Yeah, no, I knew you'd get excited, Laura.
Yes.
Queen of the Black Coast, issue number 5, Jenny Frison variant by Marvel, 2019. Now, created in 1932 by writer Robert E. Howard, Conan the Barbarian has evolved from pulp fiction and comic books to movies and video games. When Marvel editor Roy Thomas joined the company, it was one of the first books he worked on outside of titles like X-Men and Avengers. When Marvel launched the series in 1970, the series ran for 240 issues. Imagine that, guys. There was a point in time where we didn't have volumes every year. In 2019, Marvel purchased the comic book rights to the character back from Dark Horse Comics, leading to a new influx of Conan books and spin-offs. In addition to the main Age of Conan series, Marvel launched Age of Conan Valeria and Age of Conan Belit in 2019, with the two former series each running through 5 issues. Belit, also created by Howard, first appeared in the short story Queen of the Black Coast, as a pirate queen who falls in love with Conan. Like cover variant contemporaries like Art Germ, Adam Hughes, David Nakayama, Jen Bartel, and Peach Momoko, Jenny Frison has built up her fan base one cover at a time. For the last several years, fans have been seeking out early Frison variants like Voltron, A Legend Forged, and newer gems on series like Marvel's Dr. Aphra and DC's Poison Ivy. This particular variant for Belit number 5 flew under the radar for a few years before picking up some steam in 2022. Bucking a trend of $65 for an average raw copy, a near mint raw copy of this variant sold in late November for $222. Currently, the fair market value for a CGC 9/8 graded copy is $375. So raw copy getting not too far from that 9/8.
Yeah.
This is a wicked cover, by the way. Like, I know you're a huge Frison fan, Laura, but this cover, first time I ever see it. First time I ever see it. I didn't even know Frison did any
I
work.
have this. I'm like 95% sure I have this.
Yeah, this is a really cool cover. I gotta say, the whole Conan stuff coming to Marvel, unfortunately, was a flop. I did love what they did with him in Savage Avengers. I really liked the Savage Avengers run. I believe it was 2019, I want to say. Around that time frame. That was good, but I mean, he came and went very quickly at that point.
And to answer a question in the chat, I think Frison's first cover was Voltron, and you can there's a little bit of debate between that and Hackslash, but Hackslash was her first commission, but she finished Voltron first, and that was in 2008, I believe. So this is 11 years later. So I wouldn't really consider it early. What do you think, Chris?
I was never really able to get into this series. I think the art's great, though. Obviously, Frison is an amazing artist, and if she draws a character that you like, you should probably pick it up while you can.
Yeah, I can't resist. If I see anything, even if it's beat to hell, I just still pick it up because I just think her art's so good. Something about it just speaks to me. She's my favorite, absolute favorite.
Yeah, I have artists that I do the same thing with. Neil Adams, Norm Brayfogle. I usually grab pretty much anything that they put a cover on.
Yeah. Yep. Good stuff. Okay. Shaker number 2, Age of Conan, Belit, Queen of the Black Coast, number 5. Jenny Frison variant from Marvel 2019. Top sale for a raw near mint coming in at $222, which, by the way, 222 happens to be my lucky number. So there you go. For 222. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Congrats on the purchase, Laura.
No, this wasn't me, although I'm pretty sure I have this. I need to go dig around.
Now everybody knows the unlock code for her phone. It's just
I know. Okay, that's actually true. I have to change it now. It really is all 2s. Okay, next up.
Oh, that's the same code as my luggage. I'm kidding. That's a Spaceballs joke. I know you're a little young for that. Okay.
No, I've seen Spaceballs. Okay, go ahead.
Shaker number 3 is Dread of Night number 1, LB Cole cover by Hamilton Comics in 1991. This is another one of those trope covers that we see every now and then. We got the subject crawling out of the grave with the tombstone in the background. I always love that imagery. It's very cool, despite my irrational fear of zombies. But LB Cole was a comic creator, illustrator, and artist of famous works in the Golden Age, which is the 1938 to 56, that era of comics. Cole was ahead of his time with his eye-popping cover art illustrations, and he was known for being incredibly innovative and creative with very distinctive covers like this one. Cole also became a publisher when he purchased the rights to Novelty Press and all of its characters. This imprint then became Star Publications, which operated from 1949 to 1955. Cole was awarded the Inkpot Award in 1981, and he would gain new followings of sorts when many of his illustrations and covers were used for psychedelic black light images, popular in the 70s and 80s. I wonder why. He was where's Marty? He was posthumously awarded a spot in the Will Eisner Hall of Fame in 1981. When Cole has a long list of covers to his credit, his final published cover art was on Hamilton Comics' Dread of Night #1 in 1991. This book is extremely undervalued for years, but it recently had a very notable sale. This past week, it graded CGC 9.6, sold for $264. There are not many graded sales at all, and near mint raw copies are very, very attainable for collectors who are interested in having their own copy to submit for a grade. This is very cool. So you have you got the zombie crawling out of the grave, right? You also got that frog.
Yummy.
That looks like, what's going on with that frog? It's like puking up blood, or maybe it's bleeding itself. I'm not sure, but I don't know.
What?
But wait, it is puking up blood. You're right. It has like goo on it. Were you guys all thinking the mask cover? That's what you think when you think LB Cole, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I think LB Cole, I'm thinking like suspense comics, like going way back.
I think the mask cover. I think it's been on the list a couple of times, but either way, it's such cool stuff.
I want the mask #1 though. So thank you for bringing that up.
I know. Sore spot, just pour some salt in it, right?
There was a cover he did. Haunted horror, where it's like the blonde in the red dress, but through the wine glass you see her skull. That's one of my favorites, and he did a lot of Christmas covers also. And hey, we're at that time of year, Christmas covers sell, so don't be surprised if you see "Merry Christmas" by Holiday Comics LB Cole cover on the list if it sells on the aftermarket. That is.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Nobody in the chat is on the board yet, I don't think.
Yeah,
come on, guys!
No surprise.
Come on, guys!
I think James is literally the only person that has one so far. This is a tough list. You guys still, we're not even halfway though. You still have time.
We're halfway through. It's fine.
Yep.
Shaker number 3. Dread of Night #1, LB Cole cover from Hamilton Comics back in 1991. So if I was in first grade, Lando was in utero?
Probably, yeah.
Top sale for a CGC 9.6, $264. What do we have next?
Shaker number 4, Monocyte #2, Bill Sienkiewicz. 1 in 10, IDW, 2011. Here is a series with little information around it. Simply put, it didn't do well on the aftermarket. It was more of an artistic outing with minimal character development. Most attention it received was due to the art, which was unanimously cited as being stunning, and the calling card of this horror sci-fi series. When beautiful art comes up in discussion, old Bill Sienkiewicz likely comes up as well. He's the focus of this entry, lending his talents to an incredible 1 in 10 variant of this book. It was the only ratio available, and for a series that didn't come out of the gate quite hot, it was a ghost upon release, and even more so today. That's partly why fans open their wallets when a copy hits the market. Recently, one did just that, dropping $120 for a reported near mint 9.4 raw copy. That's a solid jump from the previous high of $95 back in 2019 and easily surpasses the near mint plus high sale of $75 from back in 2018. It's a ghost book, but Sienkiewicz's completionists do what they do and have been dropping significant money on this book as far back as we have data for. This is a wicked cover, another one.
What am I looking at? I can't even tell what this is.
It's madness is what you're looking at. It's creepy. It gives me totally creepy vibes.
Sorry, my pug's going nuts. I'm sorry. What
is my dog sitting off your dog, Laura?
I know, my dog's going nuts. We need Marty's dog. Then we're like,
Look, I've never read Monocyte, so I don't know much about this particular book. I will say that the cover is pretty neat. Now, what
is it?
Like I said, I don't know. I didn't read it. It's wicked creepy. It's wicked creepy. I see some side boob at the bottom right, so great cover. But
Oh, that's a person.
Don't think that's what that is.
No, I don't think that's a
Really?
person, Lando.
well, let me pretend, guys. Let me enjoy this moment for
I
just a
think you're
second.
just seeing side boob. Yeah, you're just hoping
But-
it's side boob.
But
Lando is very telling on his Rorschach test.
blame
What does
this-
this look
blame
like?
this-
Side boob, flower, a butterfly, another side boob.
It's side boob, totally side boob. But no, look, it's a wicked cover. It's extremely
sailboat.
creepy. Yes, that's exactly what I said earlier. I've never read this, so I don't know anything about the book or what it entails. But factoring the scarcity, I could only understand that that's the reason why. Plus, the Sinkowitz fans wanting to pick this up.
Victoria, we practiced it. We practiced backstage, but
Yeah, Sinkowitz. I keep
it.
saying Sinkowitz. I even said it backstage. I'm like, guys,
we practiced.
I keep saying Sinkowitz.
everybody messes this one up one time or another, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is cool. Sounds too creepy for my taste, but
Probably be really hard to get this in good condition considering the all black cover and the fact that it's a 2011 IDW book, which
1 in 10.
yeah,
Nobody was doing 1 in 10
review.
back then.
Good luck.
Yeah. All right. Now all I see is side boob though, so hopefully that's what that's supposed to be.
Yes, please, movie.
Shaker number 4, Monocyte number 2, the Bill Sienkiewicz variant 1 in 10 IDW 2011, a top raw, guys, raw near mint coming in at $120. All right, there is about half of you here. So Chris,
Yeah, hey, we're halfway through the list, right? So you guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you to take your mouse or your finger, if you're on your phone, and go down to the corner and hit that side boob. I mean, thumbs up.
Thank you.
So you can so you can like the stream, you can subscribe, hit that bell icon, you can know when Cover Price goes live so that you can catch all the different shows that happen on this channel and just be informed, because the only reason we do this is to hang out with you guys and to hang out with each other and to talk comics. And for me, this show is like therapy. So if you are like me and you want to be informed, hit the bell icon. If you like this show, hit the thumbs up. If you don't like this show, hit the thumbs up.
hit the thumbs up anyways. Actually, the thumbs down still help us. So even when people think they're like, oh, I'm going to get them, it doesn't actually.
Yeah.
Victoria's friends with Bill. How cool is that?
Wow.
Oh, there you go.
What's he like?
So yeah, and then by all means, engage with us in the comment section. We are all on Instagram, but engage with us in the comment section. And hey, look at that, we got a humper chat. We got a. I'm sorry, that's
call it a humper chat.
That's what they call it on the podcast I listen to.
It's a super chat.
We got a super chat.
There we go.
Yes, that's Brooklyn. So
you.
yeah, hey, you know what? $4.99. That's how much it costs a month for Cover Price. So that's very doable right there.
See,
Awesome.
the chat sees the side boob. I'm so proud, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
They're just siding with you because you're just like adorable.
What is it that JSS Brooklyn does better? What is he saying he does a bit better?
What? I
don't
do
know.
do
It
it a
says
bit
I do it
better.
a
I don't
bit
know.
I don't know, but let me redeem myself. Sienkiewicz, let's go.
Play the name video.
There you
Oh,
go.
you want me to lingo? Nah, I can't lingo him over that. He has to like mess it up multiple times. It has to be an earned lingo. All right, what do we have next?
All right, next up we got Pierce Brown's Red Rising Sons of Ares. This is the Ellie Powell cover B from Dynamite Comics in 2017. You might need a refresher, but in the summer of 2014, Red Rising was the talk of the young adult novel world. It quickly exploded in popularity with talks of a film that was eventually scrapped and a television series. Fans loved this comic and they wanted more. So the series creator, Pierce Brown, revisited the title and delivered a comic prequel. Hence, this series is a limited series detailing the events that led to the initial book. The comic was a little less positively received and was difficult to find, but has quietly been building a cult-like following. Recently, this cover B for issue number 1 hit the market and sold for $120 for a reported 9.4 near mint raw copy. So that's a fairly clean book with maybe one ding, not quite a cover break. A major jump from the sub $5 asking price we've seen this book at for the last few years. Surprisingly, that recent sale brings its value to about half of what a CGC 9.8 copy sold for earlier this year at $246, which is also the only copy that in that grade on the census. Part of the surge in excitement is the anticipated sequel title coming soon. And it is the 10th anniversary since the release of the initial book. For those looking for more, Pierce Brown continued this run of books extending into volumes 2 and 3, which were released just last year. Enjoy, Howlers. That must be a reference to the story because I haven't read this series. But 2014, you were looking at, we were in the middle of Hunger Games movies, right? You had that really bad movie series of decent books like The Insurgent and I forget the name of it, but
Divergent.
Divergent. That's it. Thank you.
You watched Divergent? I can't picture you watching Divergent. Okay.
You know what? Whatever. I just Maze Runner. All these.
Maze Runner was a good read. If you've read the books, that's a really good book.
The book was okay. The movie was pretty passable.
I agree on the movie.
But the a lot of these young adult lines, the mid 2010s, they were like all the rage. So I could see fans of this series, Red Rising, Sons of Ares. I never read the book. I'll probably have to find it because if it was popular back then, I'd probably just be something that I missed. Like Ready Player One.
Everybody missed this. Who read this? Anybody?
Yeah. That's what I was going to get at. Mick, I see your comment in the chat. Very interesting show tonight because some stuff I've never seen before. Yes. Again, another book I haven't read. I feel like I missed out. So totally going to go back to pick this up. Not pick it up. Sorry, read it. Raw near mint copies at $120. I'm interested. I'm curious to know what's the hype behind this.
King of the Golden State. I want to tell you this right now, okay?
He dressed up as Edward last year. He put the pasties on. He was Diamond. He did the whole thing. So I think you hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
I could take a phone book from 1986, tear it up, throw it out my front door, and whatever words arranged from that experience would still be a better read than Twilight, okay?
So... That was very descriptive. I'm guessing you don't... So you're not Team Edward then, huh? No?
Not my jam, all right. Sorry about that. But yeah, so this is a book that I missed. I'll have to check it out. What do you think, Lando?
I think the chat is killing me right now with some of these comments.
Really, you're Team Jacob? Really? I don't think we can be friends anymore.
So who's okay? Look, guys, I never watched Twilight. Who was who? If you don't mind me asking.
Edward Pattinson was the hot vampire, and then I forget Jacob's name. That's how much I don't care about him. Was the werewolf guy?
Yeah. So look, Pattinson playing in that movie. Unfortunately, it was hard to look at him as Batman for a few movies, for a few times, right? I was looking at the movie. I'm like,
he died in Harry Potter. He came back in Twilight.
He was Cedric, which was also one of the best characters. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. The glistening chest. He's like, I'm going to kill you. And she's like, I don't care. That's like every girl.
You were, okay, how old were you in 2014, Laura?
I was born in 84.
Okay.
So 30.
Okay. So 30? Your like younger sister may have been really into those books, right?
Careful, Chris. You're on a fine rope right now. What are you trying to say? I'm too old for Twilight? Okay, you know what? I heard you. I hear you.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, it's been a blast having you on this show.
Yeah, great. You've been an awesome guest. Oh my gosh, what happened? Look who has the controls now, Chris.
Bum bum bum.
Just kidding. I
Don't
love you.
be
It's
a
all good.
hater.
Yeah. Now you have to dress up as Edward just to appease me.
Yeah.
Penis
Shirt on.
Brown, Red Rising, Son of Hairs, #1. Eli Powell, cover B, Dynamite 2017 with a raw near mint coming in at 120. Man, this show, we need Marty. He bounces us out. What do we have next?
Well, up next, we have Shogun Warriors #0, San Diego Comic-Con 2013, Toynami. The Shogun Warrior issue #0 comic, released by Toynami at San Diego Comic-Con 2013, was a limited edition collectible launching a new comic series for the iconic 1970s Shogun Warriors brand, which heavily influenced franchises like Transformers, Voltron, and Power Rangers. These franchises owe much to the Japanese mecha culture that Shogun Warriors helped popularize in the West, with Transformers tracing its roots to Takara's Diaclone and Microman toy lines, the same company behind some Shogun Warriors toys. Toynami acquired the license in 2011 and revived interest with new products, but its production seemingly ended by 2016. The comic, with cover and interior art by Sergio Arino and written by George Sohn, was well received but was cancelled shortly after its debut, likely due to Toynami's shift in focus and market challenges or possible lack of interest in the brand. Its rarity and legacy make it a prized collectible among fans of vintage robots and memorabilia, and it is officially trending upwards with this week's new all-time high sale of $100 for a raw copy. Current asking prices are quite high for graded copies. Granted, there are only 2 copies on the CGC census, both being 9.6. This is definitely a book to keep an eye out on, and I agree. This is pretty neat. Again, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I've never seen this cover. I think we're all ending up in the O for Abyss tonight, guys. Derek is there. I see Derek on the board, surprisingly.
Are we collecting just badly? Like, do we not know what we're doing? Because I don't know any of these books. I feel like I should have some idea.
Well, I think everybody knows Shogun Warriors. That's for sure. That's a given.
Have you ever seen this, though?
I have not. So this is a very interesting cover. It's pretty neat. Never heard of this before. San Diego 2013. Pretty cool.
Yeah, in 2013, that's like when the San Diego Comic-Con first started like exploding, right? Because I remember San Diego Comic-Con back in the early, the late 90s, because I was living down in that area at the time, and it wasn't lucky enough to go. But I remember like seeing coverage of it in like Wizard Magazine and stuff like that, and it just looked like any other comic book convention. And then it kind of got dry for a couple of years, and then in the early to mid 2000s, it just exploded and became the pop culture icon that it is, right? So this from 2013, very hard to find book, of course. Raw for $100, that's probably undervalued, if I could be honest, because these books were probably given away and not considered to be very valuable by whoever was grabbing it. And when you're getting those books at the con, you're throwing them in that free plastic bag that they give you. It's probably very hard to keep them in good condition.
Yep.
Well, on top of that, back in 2013, like I was looking at some of the cons recently, and I'm not going to say names, but there was one retailer that had 46 exclusives.
Yikes.
Just one table. So I think back then too, like just the exclusive aspect was much more rare and much more limited.
Very true.
I think that this was like a promo though that Konami was just giving out, because I don't see a price on this book.
Well, it says exclusive. I don't know if it was an exclusive. It seems like it was. So,
yeah, interesting.
Yeah, we'd have to find out more about this, but I'm not really sure. This is interesting. If you are just hopping in, welcome to the Abyss, the Ophir Abyss, because none of us have any of these books. This is insane. This list, I think that's why I like the Shakers so much, though. You cannot predict what's going to make this list. It is
so different. It is so wild, and it's why it's my favorite every week.
Yeah, the top 10, I can kind of like tell what's going to be on it. You know, you can kind of predict it, and you kind of see like the trends. But with this, it's like,
Yeah, you always learn something.
That's very true. This one's always interesting. Shogun Warriors #0, San Diego Comic-Con 2013 exclusive. Toy Nami in 2013 with a raw near mint coming out at $100. And I'm going to agree with Chris on this. I think that's a reasonable price given the year, given what was going on, the climate of comics, all of that jazz. $100 seems like a steal. What do we have next?
All right, we got Something is Killing the Children #0 from Boom Studios in 2024. This is the multi-issue incentive. Last month, Cover Price did a deep dive into this intriguing book in their Day After Wednesday article, which has been gaining traction ever since. The Something is Killing the Children revival is among us, and we are eagerly anticipating any news for the upcoming Netflix show, which sounds badass. Fans have even gone as far as speculating that Taylor Momsen, a former actress turned rock star, would make a great Erica Slaughter after recently being cited with Werther Del Edera. I don't know any of those people. I mean, I know who Erica Slaughter is.
What?
But I don't know who
Taylor Del Edera is the artist. That's like the guy that did a lot of the original.
Okay.
And hold on, I'm gonna wait till you're done to talk about Taylor.
Yeah, okay. You can get that fast ready to slap me across the face. I'm sorry. However, we all know it takes a hell of a lot of work to make this show into a reality. As we keep our fingers crossed, Tyron the Fourth keeps us in suspense with any developments. Getting back to our shakers, for those who missed what this book is precisely, retailers who placed orders of 100 units or more of each issue of Something is Killing the Children, specifically for number 36 to number 40, regardless of the variant covers it selected, qualified for an exclusive multi-issue variant based on their FOC submissions. This highly coveted variant was available for order only one per store and restricted to one per account. Sources have confirmed that there are roughly 150 of these copies, and they were pre-ordered by retailers, which marks this as the rarest book of the entire series. That said, it is quite surprising to witness this book achieve an all-time high sale of $910 for a raw copy. While its value is justified, it's uncommon to see ultra high incentive books break the ratio barrier, especially given their steep asking prices. And if that isn't enough, a limited foil edition of this book recently surfaced, throwing a twist into the entire mix. The exclusive version, limited to 500 copies, launched at $40, but has since jumped to roughly $137 on eBay. So keep an eye out on which version you're seeking if you're going to try to hunt this one down. All right.
Yeah, don't go for the foil. You want the regular.
Yep.
Werther Del Edera, I don't know why it didn't pop into my mind when I read it out loud, but I don't know who Taylor Momsen is.
Gossip Girl.
Okay, hold on.
You're the expert in music, Lando, so you gotta spin me up here.
Taylor Momsen, beautiful. Yes, lead singer of Pretty Reckless. The Pretty Reckless is pretty amazing. If you guys haven't heard her sing, she is absolutely incredible. Vocally, one of my favorite female vocalists of today's time. But she was also an actress, as you guys saw. Some, Cover Price was talking about The Grinch. You guys know her for sure from Dr. Yo-Yo's favorite television show, Gossip Girl. Come on,
yes,
everybody.
That's how I know.
Everybody should know
I've
this.
never watched an episode of
Gossip Girl.
You watched Twilight.
Yeah, you're a Twilight fan.
Twilight either.
Spread the word. Chris is a Twilight fan.
But I do want to say, because RP beat me to the punch, I absolutely love Taylor Momsen, but Anya Taylor Joy.
Yeah, Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, I would say Anya Taylor Joy would be better.
She has the look, man. She has the look.
Okay, I had to pull up pictures of Taylor Momsen. She would be a good Erica, although I think and please don't be mad at me for saying this, she might be a little bit too old to play the role, because Erica Slaughter is supposed to be a teenager. And Taylor, while beautiful, is in her 30s. So it might be a hard sell. But But yeah, I think there could be other. Listen, as long as it's not Sabrina Carpenter, I think we're going to be okay.
I just want to see the project come to life. I'm going to be honest. I'm not desperate enough for them to like just throw us anything at us. I really want this done proper. I think Netflix can pull it off. The actress is really going to make or break it. I like both choices here, whether it be Anya Taylor or whether it be Taylor Momsen. Both are good.
I vote a no-namer that we've never heard of before. I vote somebody that can really bring the role and make it, because this is an original role. Like, if you bring Anna Taylor, I'm gonna think Queen's Gambit the whole time. If you bring on Momsen, I would think Gossip Girl. Like, bring on somebody that we don't know and let her just take over this role and see what she can do with it. There's probably tons of people out there that can do it.
Sure,
that's my vote.
I know. Okay, so E2 is saying that Erica Slaughter is not supposed to be a teenager. I think she's drawn like one. I mean,
I thought she was in her early 20s. But
yeah, she's older than the teens.
No, okay. I'm too old. We've already established that. I'm way too old. Thanks, Linda.
Hey, I'm not saying anything other than a giggle.
I'll be Erica Slaughter's mom.
Laura, I think that you would be an awesome Erica Slaughter. I think you would pull it off.
Thanks. Yeah, I got the stabbing motion down, Chris. So remember that.
That's because you're very threatening.
I thought she was in her 20s, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I think somewhere in there it kind of implied, but again, just okay.
Back to the comic. Okay, Something is Killing Children is an awesome read. I very much enjoyed it, and I kind of lost my way a little bit right around when the spinoff was released, so I got to catch back up. But I remember the first like 10 issues, reading it and just like not being able to stop, just having to get the next book.
That kind of has like it's the fatigue that like I feel like that happened with Department of Truth. People were so into it, and there's like this fatigue, and they just kind of give up on it. And
there was a pause too.
Yeah, I think that was the problem with the Department of Truth, because Department of Truth is an amazing.
Yeah, but nobody picked up like the issue that brought it back. What was it? 23.
Yeah,
I think it was 23. Like that didn't even do that well. So like the fan base had moved on. It was like, eh.
And those covers are great, especially with the Kennedy stuff. Like I thought those were.
And the Marilyn Monroe was really good. Like there were some good books for that. I was surprised it didn't do better.
And somebody who works in government departments, just to see that whole thing kind of fictionalized was kind of very interesting to me. So,
don't you work at like Roswell? All right. Something is Killing the Children #0, the Jerome Opina multi-issue incentive with a boom from Boom Studios in 2024. Raw near mint, $910. But like Chris was saying, be careful what you're hunting for, because there is a exclusive for this that's foil, and that one's not going for nearly as much. So make sure you're buying the right thing if you want to track this down. What do we have next?
Well, up next, we have Star Wars Dr. Aphra #1. This beautiful cover by David Nakayama. It is a Nef box exclusive by Marvel back in 2016. It's been almost a decade since Marvel reacquired the rights to Star Wars and introduced us to the fan favorite character, Dr. Aphra. Since then, she's gone from being on the pages of Darth Vader's comic to being starred in her own titles. Her first appearance in Darth Vader issue #3, I don't know if you guys remember this, was hitting like $600 for a graded 9.8 just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
But has since then taken a steep, and I mean a complete nosedive of a decline, selling for a mere $133 just last month. The biggest issue for this book is that there are so many copies, with over 8,000 on the CGC census, and of those 8,000 guys, 4,503 are graded at 9.8. Collectors love rarity, and Dr. Aphra #1 from Nef Box is exactly that. Nef was the first headwear company for snowboarding and skating, and has branched out to other apparel. In 2016, they offered a box similar to Loot Crate that tied into the Rogue One movie and included the David Nakayama variant. It's unknown how many boxes were produced, but this comic has been elusive and sold for an incredible $1,400 in a graded 9.8. Big damn! This price surpassed the Salvador LaRocca variant of her first appearance that last sold for $1,000 in September. This shows that collectors collect what they want, and that one person absolutely had to have this book. Because, guys, yeah, talking that LaRocca variant of the first appearance, that book was absolutely
Huge.
nuclear. It went nuclear. But
Huge.
yeah, guys, I was talking about the nosedive that's, Darth Vader issue 3 has taken. It's a complete nosedive. $133. Like, this is a good time to buy, although it is, I want to say, oversaturated. There's 8,000 copies, 4,000, what did I say? 4,503 copies.
That doesn't make sense to me. Like, I don't think the math there is adding up. So you're telling me there's 8,000 copies and more than half of them got graded? Like,
8,000 copies on the census. And of those 8,000 on the complete census, 4,500 of those are 9.8.
So what was the total print run then?
Oh, I could imagine it was pretty big, man. I would imagine way more than
that. Why do publishers handicap themselves that way? Like, keep the print run low.
Well, I mean, if people want
Marvel, though,
but I mean, Marvel's not. Marvel could do it. Marvel could easily say, okay, we're going to limit this. Like, there's so much potential for them to make their books more valuable if they would just, like, that's an astronomical print run. Like, having 4,000 of these graded is crazy.
Honestly, Laura, when Darth Vader 3 came out, that Darth Vader series, like, I'm not the biggest Star Wars guy, nor was I a huge speculator back at this point in time. I was buying comics off of the rack. There was no, I need to have my pre-orders, or you could FOC off of this and that. COVID really changed the game at that point. But back at this point of time where, Darth Vader 3 was coming out, that Darth Vader series, I was picking it up. I was interested in it, right? I had no idea Dr. Aphra was coming in issue 3. So I'm happy to own a copy, but it's crazy to see how it hit such a peak during COVID. And now this dive down to $133 is quite big. But it's a good time to pick up if you believe in this character or you like the character. Now is a good time to buy, not during COVID, that's for sure.
I think this is probably true. Marvel and DC have little interest in the aftermarket sales because they're so busy on doing bigger and better things. But it's like, I wish they could have a comic collector go in there and just be like, hey, listen, guys, you want to make us huge? Do this. Make these tiny changes. And
Marvel and DC care about the money they're going to make at the printer, not what happens after the printer. They don't care.
Yeah.
So Disney bought the rights to Star Wars in 2012. And Marvel picked up the series again, the Star Wars series, and right around the same time you had the reintroduction with Rogue One, which was an amazing movie, by the way, and I'll hear no different.
I really like Rogue.
So what was that?
I agree with you. I think Rogue was great.
I can definitely see how the print number would have been huge for this time frame with Marvel, because they were just starting to juice back up that Star Wars universe again.
Yeah.
And they introduced this new character who gets very positive reviews. Every single time there is a Star Wars show on Disney Plus announced, the rumor is that Dr. Aphra is going to be involved. And it was for the Mandalorian, the Boba Fett. There was rumors about that. There was rumors about it in the Ahsoka show. We just had the release of Skeleton Crew, right?
I watched it. I like it so far. It's cute.
Yeah. So
it's cute.
It is cute. It's like little kids. It's cute. It's like a Goonies /
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you could say that. Star Wars related.
Yeah. So this is, we have just a few years after Disney acquires Lucas Films and the Star Wars universe, then they start working with Marvel and with all the licensing, and eventually we know that they now own it, right? I think that I think we're looking at kind of a perfect storm. I think that this is obviously a very rare comic because it was a NEF box exclusive. And back in 2016, I don't know how much overlap we really would have seen with people who were reading the Star Wars comics and skaters and snowboarders, because that's the line, right?
But very quickly regarding Dr. Aphra in general, badass character, an awesome character. It's a matter of time. It's inevitable. She's gonna come whether it be the big screen. So I saw somebody say video games. It's coming, man. It's gonna happen. No, even though we just said there's so many copies out there, so many copies on the census, it's gonna happen. You're gonna see the book come up. It's gonna come.
I don't have the prison.
Yeah,
I don't own the Jenny Frison of this, and I wish I did because it's beautiful, but I don't own that one. I'm gonna track it down. All right. There are 86 of you hanging out with us tonight. So thank you for being here on Thursday with the Shakers. We appreciate every single one of you. You're kind of why we're here every week. It makes it fun and the chat's fantastic. So thank you guys for being here. Make sure you sub if you haven't already. We have shows all week. Tomorrow will be the creators, Matt and John, with Comics Covered, and they do really good giveaways. So tune into that. All right, so Star Wars, Dr. Aphra #1, the David Nakayama Neff box exclusive from Marvel in 2016 with a CGC 9.8 coming in at a whopping $1,400. What do we have next?
All right. Shaker #9, we have Vampirella versus Pantha #1, by Mark Texeira. Panther cover, Harris Comics in 1997. Mark Miller is one of the most recognized names in modern comics. His work on Superman Red Son, Old Man Logan, Kick-Ass, and Authority, and the Ultimates have made a lasting impression on the comics medium and comic-to-film adaptations. Miller began writing on American comics in 1994 on Swamp Thing and worked on other various titles until his big breakout in 2002 on The Ultimates, part of Marvel's relaunch in the early 2000s. One title that has garnered aftermarket attention is the Vampirella versus Pantha. This one-shot by Harris Comics offered multiple variant covers, each depicting one of the characters. This Mark Texeira variant reached a new all-time high last week when a near-mint copy sold for $102, and then 2 days later, a very fine cover sold for $63. These sales indicate that collectors are seeking out this specific variant, and currently there are only a few copies left from the larger online aftermarket platforms. So I saw that as I was doing that read, some blue text pop up in the chat, which means that we got another super chat. Jabez Creed.
Damn.
Thank you so much for that. Super chat.
Nice? Thank you. That's very nice. Wait, hold on. We got another one.
Another one.
You guys are throwing. It's Christmas time soon. Relax. Relax.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Lord of Brooklyn sending us a super chat, like huge, because him and I are arch nemesis. Nemesis?
Well, you keep sending everybody to the offers, man.
So again, a big shout out to JSS Brooklyn for the $4.99 earlier. The Jabez Creed for the $2, and Lord of Brooklyn for the $5. Thank you so much. And apparently I'm mispronouncing Teixeira. Okay,
Teixeira.
So the X makes a sh sound. Okay, all right.
Teixeira.
Hey, look, I'm a
we're all gonna sign up with the money you guys are sending us. What did I say? Duolingo? What did I say before?
I don't think that's going to help me. Okay.
I think we're all just like messing up all the words. Oh, you know, in honor of the crew tonight.
Herb Irvlinger, Bert Herngeif, Irv Herblinger, Bing Livehanger, Livelink, Bert Herkern, Bingo Lingfucker.
Yep.
I said this to Tivo.
I'm going to defend myself a little bit. I am dog ass tired. Okay.
Tivo responding, he's like, Laura, you know how many times every single person I've ever had on the show like messes up? He's like, everybody messes up. Because I was beating myself up about mispronouncing something that night. And so I sent him that, and it just became a thing. It happens. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so this book, 97, Harris Comics, pretty interesting cover style. Mark Teixeira variants. Were these ratios, or did they just have a bunch of? Harris Comics always had a kind of a bunch of different options, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about being tough to get in a high grade, though. I mean, this is just
Yeah.
asking for spine ticks. It's like spine tick me.
Absolutely.
Laura, you said it was ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is sexy. It kind of has Campbell vibes to me.
Yep.
I like it.
It does.
And RP, thank you again for the $2 super sticker. You guys are
What's going on tonight?
We don't have Marty. If we want to have money, we have to get rid of Marty, right? Just kidding, Marty. I love you.
No. I will.
Right,
pay
I
extra
see
for
what you guys are
Marty.
doing. I see what you guys are doing. Laura, hit the music. Hit the music.
Dude,
You know,
have even beats.
I was on Lando's show a Sunday ago.
Oh,
And
yes. He played
Oh,
great.
sick invite, guys. Thanks for having me.
More than welcome.
we were talking about the yo-yo thing, and somebody in the chat didn't believe me, so they donated $10 to make me yo-yo at the end of the show. And so I did. Yeah, that was fun.
Amazing. You blew my mind.
Wow.
So thank you guys all for the super chats. These go to Matt and John, and then they send us some flowers every now and then. So we appreciate
big old Christmas presents this year, right, Matt?
Wait, you guys get flowers?
You don't? I got like
I don't get it. I don't get flowers.
We can't get them past the Canadian border, Lando. There's there's
fair.
rules there, and the tariffs. The tariffs are killing us.
Yeah.
We only have one shaker left after this, guys. So if you're just joining in, welcome to the Shakers. We are number 9, but you can go back and rewind, see what you missed. This is Vampirella versus Pantha number 1. The mark, how do you say it, Chris?
Teixeira.
Perfect. Pantha cover. Harris Comics.
Sounds like a perfume.
Teixeira. By Dior.
Yeah.
Raw Berry Fine coming in at $63. Last but not least, shaker number 10.
Guys, I pray to God this takes you off of the Ophir abyss, because it looks like we're all headed there. Shaker number 10, Weird War Tales 93, not 83, guys. Come on. Newsstand edition, DC, of course, back in 1980. I feel like this book was inevitable, but running for more than 100 issues starting in 1971, DC's Weird War Tales was a throwback to the sci-fi, war, and horror comics of the 1940s, before the implementation of the Comics Authority Code. In addition to the first appearance of the Creature Commandos in this issue, other notable characters like G.I. Robot made their debut in the series, created by writer J.M. DeMatteis. Is that DeMatteis? Anyways.
That was perfect. Nailed it.
There you go. And illustrated by Pat Broderick. The Creature Commandos were initially made of human leader Lieutenant Matthew Shreve, a werewolf named Warren Griffith, Sergeant Vincent Velcro, what an interesting name, who turned into a vampire, Elliot Lucky Taylor, who was a Frankenstein-like monster, and Dr. Myrna Rhodes, who would turn into a Gorgon. Speculators have had a long time to mull over what characters James Gunn might bring into the DCU. With Gunn's announcement that the HBO series Creature Commandos represented a soft launch of the new DCU, collectors have started to believe. In 2000, the Creature Commandos starred in an 8-issue miniseries at DC Comics, but they've been out of the spotlight until this year. Earlier in 2024, DC released a 4-issue miniseries entitled DC Horrors Presents Creature Commandos. And at San Diego Comic-Con, the company published 500 reprints of their first appearance with art from the new show. Weird War Tales 93 was printed as a direct newsstand and a UK price variant. So, check those barcodes, people. This week, a 9.8 graded newsstand variant of the book sold for $2,500. For comparison, earlier in the year, a 9.4 graded copy sold for $360, while a 9.0 graded slab sold for $395 just 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, $395 for a 9.0, a 9.4 going for $360.
Whew.
We're seeing a little bit of an uptick, guys. The hype is
Yeah.
there. Everybody's pumped about James Gunn's DC universe. I don't know if you guys saw shortly before the show, I saw that there was like some clips from Creature Commandos, which is looking pretty fun. But apparently, Shaggy from Scooby Doo was there, and he's holding a spliff. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's holding a joint.
No, that's so interesting. Who knew?
Yes.
Fascinating, Lando. Fascinating.
Whatever.
Uh,
Blame Chris. He made it, so now I have to use it. So
It's good. It is good. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta
Yeah,
trim like a second and a half off the end of it, though.
okay, you give me the update and I'll
All right,
run
I'll
it.
do that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
9.8 from 1980 newsstand. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
can't go wrong.
I mean, I mean, 1980 news.
All right, here we go.
DC. Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, it's not so much the percentage that I'm worried about on this one, because if you're really targeting newsstands, you want the 2000 era, right? Those are
But
the
in
really
the 80s, what are we thinking? Like maybe 18%?
Yeah.
No,
it was-
way around. Oh, so there's a lot of them. So who cares?
No. You're missing the point, Laura. It's
I
that
am.
newsstands were not handled very well. They weren't protected. Like, they weren't on shelves. They were hanging from little tabs with the newspaper and Mad Magazine and stuff like that. So,
but there's a lot of them out there.
yeah, but the book was printed direct newsstand, and then there's the UK variant. So that's what you want to look for, right? There's the UK one, and then there's the direct newsstand. Now,
honestly, either of these I would snatch in a second, because this cover is badass. Okay,
that's not true, Derek.
It is true. Let's spread the word on that. Gerlando in Italian means fun fact.
I guess.
So I like the cover. It's creative. It's a war book. I like the old war books. This is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool book.
Yep.
Well, it made our last shaker of the night, guys. So I know a lot of you out there were in the Ophir abyss, which sucks, but that's kind of part of the fun, though, too, right? It's like you get to watch and see like what other people are buying, and it's always interesting. So last but not least, Weird Tales number 93, newsstand edition from 1980, with a top sale for a CGC 9.8 coming in at $2,500. Chris, are you handling what's shaking?
Yeah, I'm gonna do something a little bit cool, because Cover Price added a new feature. So, Laura, so check this out. I am put up what you had there. This is my phone right now. I'm streaming from my phone, and I'm gonna show you guys something here. See this little barcode right there where it says scan? This is a new feature that Cover Price just did. So check this out. I'm gonna hit that button. And okay, so this is a comic that I recently picked up in a dollar bin, and I want to add this to my collection. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to take a picture.
What is the sorcery you were showing us?
All right, and then
the camera opened, and all we saw was a comic book. That's all.
Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, so scan, and I got to get up close.
Booyah.
Let's see if it takes it. Hit okay. I tested this and it was fine, and now it's not. So that's okay. Here we go. So boom. Just scan, good to go. Do it on your phone, and you can see that this cable number 3 near mint raw for $29. And Cover Price also added a new way to do searches. So let me go back to the regular window for shakers. And we can see what's shaking tonight. But primarily, I just wanted to show you that new feature that Cover Price had. So, Laura, can you mind switching over to the shaker? Okay, so this was that first Mark Spears cover that I was telling you guys about earlier.
Yeah.
When you go to Cover Price, one of the key features that they have on a regular basis is the Shakers Report. So let me fill up the screen. Okay, there we go. And right here, you see Daily Shakers. So let's click on Daily Shakers. Now, this is a list that updates multiple times per day. If you are bored and you need something to do, this is always a good thing to do because you can check out these awesome covers, these rare books. These are high market sales on the secondary market and important sales. And if they're big enough, they get covered on our weekly list. So here we can see
Blonde in a red dress.
yeah,
Yes.
Blonde in a Red Dress, a pre-code horror book right there.
Gorgeous.
I like that Mickey book, by the way.
Yeah, the Mickey book is very
You're
cool.
looking at Mickey when you have that blonde bent that way.
Well, I don't have the view that monster has, unfortunately.
Good point. Okay, that holds.
You can just kind of scroll down. You can see
He's
that.
like, ignore them. Okay.
So this little blue icon right here means it's something that you have in your collection. I have this in my collection. So I have something that was on the list. Here's another one that's recently popped off. Wolverine #1.
Yeah.
So the other cool thing about this is you can kind of go in, you can see things that you didn't even know about, right?
Oh, that's beautiful. The Westerner is gorgeous. Can you guys
That's a
tell I
sick
have a
cover.
type?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So this isn't something I've ever seen before.
Yeah, I
so
haven't
you
either.
pull
Me
this
too.
out. This is from 1950. The publisher was Orbit Wanted.
I want it.
Mamacita.
So that's Calamity Kate that we are seeing there, featuring the Widowmaker.
What's it?
Pretty
Wait,
cool.
what's it called? Wait,
10-cent
go
cover.
scroll back up real quick. What? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'm shopping.
Yeah. A recent 1.8 sold for $8,
Wow.
but yesterday $500 for CGC 7.0. Now, if you want to go, you can click on either one of these links to take you to stores for information or to see what listings are live. You can add it to your collection or your wish list if you want to. Kind of go down and see what else is on this list. Here we go. Here's a J. Scott Campbell. This comic is always getting attention for sometimes the wrong reasons. What was that?
I was gonna say, tell me more about that Doctor Doom. What was that?
Yeah, check that out. 1974.
Boom! I love
Boom. Right?
Yes. That's cool, man.
Yeah, very cool.
Now, what? Obviously, I know the Foom Hulk cover. Yeah, exactly. Issue #2 is like, I love #3, by the way, of Spider-Man. So good. But Foom covers are wicked, man. I don't know if you guys know Foom. Almost every
Foom.
cover is a banger.
Tell us about Foom. What is Foom, Lando?
I'm not too familiar with Foom, what's inside. I'm just saying, cover-wise, Foom for me is just, I love the covers. Absolutely amazing.
If I remember correctly, Foom was a monthly periodical for like comic news, right? So that's I believe that's what it was.
Right.
So chat, correct me if I'm wrong. You can see this.
Have you ever owned a copy of Foom? I haven't.
Yeah, I have. I don't have one anymore, but it was kind of like it had some articles written by fans and like non-publisher material, you know.
Cool.
So this is what that graphic that you brought up earlier, Laura, with the newsstand,
Mhm.
right? So
Yeah.
2003, you're talking about less than 3% of the market.
Yeah.
Less than 3%.
Oh, here you go. Sorry,
So
Yeah.
yes,
I was shopping.
good that you bring this up, Chris, because I saw it in the chat. We had JSS Brooklyn who was asking that discussion. Direct newsstands. Obviously, you know, the more recent we get within years, you can see 2013, you're at like 1% of a newsstand. A book like the first appearance of Creature
Hush.
Commandos that we were just talking
Right.
about, that was printed direct newsstand, and you had the UK variant. So in that point, especially in the 80s, I'm not going crazy. I would actually try to find the UK one. The UK one is what I'm curious to know what it goes for on the secondary markets. I have absolutely no idea, but as Chris was saying, the more recent we get year-wise, 2013, 2005, 2000, even 95, I can understand why people pay the premium.
Yeah. So, Laura, can you move the graphic off? So this is a key book. It is the first appearance of Thomas Eliot, who later becomes Hush, and the price is accordingly, right? Even the normal copy of this is a $40 book, but the newsstand is usually for these later years, usually a 2 to 3, sometimes a 5x price jump. Just because of how rare those are. You could take a dollar bin book if it's a newsstand and it's from the early 2000s. You're probably looking at a $40 to $50 book, even if it's not a key. So when you guys are digging in those long boxes, always look for early 2000s newsstands. The older newsstands were printed a lot heavier. The ones that were at the end of the cycle were much more hard to find. Another thing to look for now, when Marvel killed off Gwen Stacy, La Presna, the folks who do the Mexican version of Spider-Man, they diverted. They didn't like that Gwen Stacy was killed off, so they started making their own their own comics featuring Spider-Man, and they went on for a long time, and some of them were just really, really crazy books. So if you are ever finding these Hombre Arana, is that how you say that? Aranya. Okay. These books are incredibly hard to find. They're extremely rare. I always grab them when I can.
Foreign market's a whole nother beast, though. That's so intimidating for me.
Absolutely. Yep. So on the Shakers list, right, you can click on items of your collection, which I won't do tonight. You can show only variants, and you can say, I only want to see variants for Copper Age books, and let's say from DC. I'm going to really limit this thing down. I want to narrow in what is shaking specifically. Copper Age, DC Comics, variant covers. Nothing. Okay, bad example. Right. So taking the variant covers off, what's shaking? These are the two shakers for that limited thing that I found. So if you are buying collections of comics, like some people do, there's an auction site that I use, and I'll buy long boxes where they just show a couple books, right? I'm looking for not so much looking for the title. I'm looking for the publisher and the year.
Can you do this, Chris? Can you do a Kim Kardashian search? Is that a thing?
Are there really Kim Kardashian covers?
I don't think there are. Maybe we do like a person. Can we do a person? Like, what about Taylor Swift? I know there's those.
Can we do a person, Laura asks?
Well, you know what I mean. Like, can we search a person? Can we search a person and see if that turns up something?
Yeah.
I don't think that, or Eminem would be another one that we could do. Does that work or no?
I don't know.
Am I dead as straight?
Well, okay.
So if Taylor Swift is in the title, then yes, right?
Oh,
so
sure. Yeah,
that's why you're saying that.
I'm genuinely curious to see if Kim Kardashian was on comic book cover.
Chris.
What?
Do Kim Kardashian just to check. This is RP's fault that we're doing this.
Did RP donate money?
I know, right?
Yes, he did. Okay.
Oh my gosh, she does have one.
But again,
I just saw this. What is this?
This is in the title, right? Her name is in the title.
That's not a good book. It doesn't look like her at all.
I
supposed to be Wonder Woman.
I guess she wants to be, but no,
not feeling it.
No.
Wow, there's a lot. Okay, I did not. Oh,
no, these aren't all Kim Kardashian. It's going to find Cover Price is going to find like things, right? Okay, so and I want to go over one more thing that Cover Price did just recently, right? They changed this one last thing. When you're doing a search, give me something that's got a lot of different covers. Let's do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. Okay.
Yeah, geez, great example.
All right,
that's a great example.
Used to be you would get the regular cover when you did a search.
Yep.
For Teenage Mutant Turtles #1. Now, the fine folks at Cover Price have given you all of the variants with the fair market value in the search results. And when I'm going through and I'm trying to find out the comics that in collections that I buy, this is the fastest way to do this, right? So again, you do a search, Teenage Mutant Turtles #1. Now you have every single variant with the fair market values, links to eBay, links to show your price tables. You can go to actions, add your collection wish list, put it in your marketplace, or go to the price guide. So yeah, this is an awesome feature that they just input, because used to be I would search for a book. If it was a variant cover, I would search for the cover and the number, and then I would click on the issue. Then I would scroll down below the reel and find the variant that I needed. And sometimes I had to hit show more a couple times. But now I get it all here. So this is a new thing that they just changed, and I dig it. Good job. Good job, Cover Price.
Okay, well, that was what was shaking, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was fun. Good night. I think this was our best super chat night ever. So thank you guys for that too. Before we go, round table, we'll start with let's start with Lando, since Chris needs a breather.
I feel like we could party with all this money, guys. Like,
I know, right? We can get some
thank you so
beer.
much. No, money aside, we don't even we appreciate it, but we really just come here to rock with you guys. So we appreciate every single one of you who stayed with us this entire time, came to check us out. Many other things you could have been doing. You could have been watching football. You could have been watching hockey. You guys watch hockey, right?
Right.
But no, you chose to hang out with us tonight, and we appreciate that. So love you guys. If you're catching the replay, please comment below. Make fun of us on how we pronounce some names. Let us know what you think about books. Let us know what you think about the direct. What do you think about the newsstand stuff? Are you willing to pay premium for the newsstand, etc.? Tell us what you thought about the
Read
show.
a comment, Lando. Read it.
I'm in. I'm totally in.
Right? Reef sounds like a great time. Let's go hang out with Reef.
But I actually always put it on black. Anyways, we'll have that discussion on maybe my Sunday show, which, by the way, guys, shameless plug. This Sunday I'm going live 9 p.m. Eastern time over on my channel. So if you guys want, come and hang out. The only reason why I'm plugging it this week, because I don't really talk about my show, is because I'm giving away a slab, and it's a very nice slab. I have somebody hopping on to come give that away. So if you want to win something for free, why not? Come chill. This is your chance to win. But besides that, Laura, thank you for the awesome evening. Chris, always a pleasure. Chat, we love you.
Chris, follow that up.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. We're coming in. We just had Thanksgiving. I want to tell you guys that I am very thankful that I am on this show with 3 incredible people, one of whom is unfortunately under the weather today. And I'm just very grateful for that. Very thankful for being able to be part of this show. I'm just a comic nerd. I don't have a YouTube channel. I sell books on eBay. I don't have my own store, but I love being here. I love hanging out, and I'm not reading Twilight RP, no matter how many super chats you throw at me. You cannot make me do it. Okay.
Right.
Sorry. But I love being here. I love hanging out. I love talking comics, and I love Cover Price. This tool is extremely useful, and with the amount of comics that I bring in day to day to add to my personal collection, to resell on my eBay store, it's just such a useful tool, guys. You got to get into it. But more importantly, comics are awesome. Yeah. And I will never not be a comic book fan. I'm eternally a comic geek, and I'm just happy to be here.
Good. I'm a fan of your dimples. I didn't know you had dimples.
Oh,
dimples.
The dimples.
Oh my God. Bring those out more often. I like it. I like the whole beard. That whole Iron Man costume that you did, is resetting your whole look, and I'm digging it.
Yeah. Chris, I don't think I've ever seen you blush this much.
You thought I was
blushing. Oh my God.
I was ugly before. Okay. All right,
yeah.
I'm married, Laura. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on, Laura. You're better than me. Yeah.
Thought I had a shot though, right? All right,
By the
guys.
way-
Thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe, like. We have a show tomorrow night. We have shows all week, so be here and thank you for your support as always.
Wait, before you go, Laura, what exclusive did you have on Bird City?
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just
we
gonna
just-
say.
So we did like a run or a set, I would say, of monsters books that were all based on the Oz character. We're like, oh, Wicked's coming out. This is going to fit perfectly. And long story short, it fit perfectly because the demand was high and we sold out tonight, actually. And
Yeah. How quickly did you sell out, Laura?
Tonight was under 50 seconds.
50 seconds.
Yeah.
And you
Okay.
guys are limiting, right? You're
We
limiting.
do. So, and again, people give me so much stuff about that, but I feel like if you limit the book runs, I told you guys this early in the show, keeping that run low allows the aftermarket to just flourish and it keeps the collectability high. So we kept the run low. It was 200 print run on the one that we did tonight. We thought about increasing it, but we decided against it because we're collectors too, so we understand that idea. And some people got this one that didn't get the last one, and some people got the last one that didn't get this one. So we figured it would all kind of even out. And yeah, we're very proud of it. And congratulations to Mark Spears. He's amazing. So
Yeah,
we're happy to work with you.
So Laura, I didn't get the book, but yesterday I did place an order to get a couple books from you, and I'm really excited to see what's in that Black Friday box that you have.
Oh,
Because
nice.
I'm a sucker for mystery boxes.
oh
So
boy.
our mystery boxes aren't crap. Sorry for anybody who are. We make sure our mystery boxes are like overloaded. So you're like, oh, this isn't crap. Because we've gotten so many bad mystery boxes as collectors. We're like, oh, this is why it was mystery because it's a bunch of crap. So
Yeah.
ours are good. I
I
promise.
can't wait. I cannot wait to get it. And I mean,
Well,
I will
oh my
open it
guys,
live
like,
if you
it's
want me
been
to. I'm jazzed. I'm so jazzed. And the Moon
Well,
Man
thank
jump,
you.
Michael Jordan cover. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to putting that in my collection.
We
so
barely pulled that off. They didn't catch it. It was a Jordan homage. I don't know.
I know, it's awesome.
That
All
was
right,
the Cape
so
Cod
guys,
book.
check out Laura's store at Bird City Comics on Instagram, birdcitycomics.com. Lando is on Instagram. I'm on Instagram at Dr. Yo-Yo. Check us out. We all got links to the things that we do. We all like talking to people and hanging out. So
And Brian's in the chat, guys. Beyond Wednesdays, if you are not following that channel, what are you doing with your life? Brian's one of the most authentic creators and of content, I should say. Like his stuff, and he's a good collector. Like when you watch his stuff, you're like, wow. He's like the, what do you call it? Like the Jesus of comics. Follow
The
him.
Jesus of comics.
Be
wow.
his disciples.
I'm in.
Awesome.
I agree.
All right, that's it for us tonight, guys. We'll see you next week.
Adios.
For the entire crew, this is Tebow saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.